A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant escalation of tensions between the United States and Russia, President Donald Trump has issued a stern warning to Moscow, threatening to impose severe sanctions on Russia's trading partners if the ongoing conflict in Ukraine is not resolved within the next 50 days. This ultimatum has sent shockwaves through the Kremlin, prompting officials to reassess their strategies and responses. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov described Trump's remarks as quite serious and indicated that the Russian leadership would need time to analyze the implications of the U.S. president's statements. Trump expressed his deep dissatisfaction with Russia, stating he was very unhappy with the lack of progress in diplomatic efforts to end the conflict. While he acknowledged his disappointment in Russian President Vladimir Putin, he left the door open for further dialogue, asserting that he is not done with him yet. Peskov's comments reflect a cautious approach from the Kremlin, which is wary of interpreting Trump's threats as a genuine call for peace. Instead, he suggested that such decisions made in Washington and NATO are perceived by Ukraine as a signal to continue hostilities. The Kremlin remains open to negotiations with Ukraine, but has yet to receive a response regarding the timing of the next round of talks. This comes amidst ongoing military actions, with Russia conducting a series of drone attacks on Ukraine, resulting in injuries and damages across several regions. The Ukrainian Air Force reported shooting down the majority of the drones, but the situation remains tense. In response to the escalating violence, Trump announced plans to provide Ukraine with additional military aid, including a new tranche of weapons worth billions of dollars. The specifics of this military assistance remain unclear, but it is evident that the U.S. is committed to supporting Ukraine in its defense against Russian aggression. The announcement follows months of frustration within the White House over Russia's bombardments and lack of commitment to a ceasefire. Trump's threat of secondary tariffs, potentially reaching up to 100%, raises questions about the U.S.'s approach to economic measures against Russia and its allies. While the U.S. has minimal direct imports from Russia, the implications of such tariffs could resonate globally, particularly with countries like China and India that maintain trade relations with Moscow. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed optimism following his conversation with Trump, emphasizing the need for continued collaboration to halt the violence and establish a lasting peace. However, concerns linger about the 50-day deadline, as it may embolden Russia to intensify its military operations in the meantime. As the situation unfolds, it is crucial for the U.S. to sustain its support for Ukraine and implement effective sanctions against Russia to deter further aggression. Bipartisan support in the Senate for tougher sanctions indicates a unified front against Putin's actions, and lawmakers are urging the administration to act swiftly to reinforce Ukraine's defenses. The coming weeks will be critical as the U.S. navigates this complex geopolitical landscape, balancing diplomacy and military support while addressing the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Ukraine. The emotional toll on the Ukrainian population is palpable, with many citizens exhausted from the relentless air raids and the constant threat of violence. As the world watches, the next steps taken by both the U.S. and Russia will shape the future of the region and the broader international community's response to aggression and conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.